Good morning. Hi, I'm Kristen Amdahl, and welcome back to Yarn on the Beach. This is episode 24, and we are at Barefoot Beach in Southwest Florida, and this is the Gulf of Mexico. Can't see much of it this morning because it is extremely foggy. Might be the foggiest day we've had so far for Yarn on the Beach. However, we don't need a whole lot of visibility to see the waves crashing on the shore, and we sure don't need visibility to hear the beautiful sounds of the waves. Not sure we'll see the sunrise this morning, but we can at least enjoy the sound of the waves, the little bit of colors we can see, and chatting with each other. Good morning, Crystal. Yes, it is getting a lot warmer. Our cold snap ended, but we have another one coming next week, and I'm going to enjoy the few days of warmer weather while I have them. I did bring a scarf this morning though, and I left it in the car. Could have used it. It's a little chilly for no scarf. Good morning, Mar. Thanks for joining me. I'll better attach my keys before I lose them. I keep my keys on a carabiner clip, and I either attach them to my purse or my belt loops on my jeans to make sure that I don't lose them. Good morning, Charlene in Tennessee. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. I am unraveling a demo. I did a crocheted shawl called the Sanibella shawl, and I did it in 4 colors of Be So Sporty yarn. And then when I did the video demonstration for how to do it, I did it in 1 color. Well, I don't need both still, and since this is only partially completed, I'm unraveling it to do a new demo. And so I know it seems rotten to unravel pretty work, but if I don't plan on finishing it, then it's just a waste and could be better used for something else. If you are working, Crystal, it's called the Sanibella shawl, and you can find the video here on YouTube or the free pattern and yarn kit on my website. I'll post a link to the Sanibella shawl in today's video show notes. Did anybody go back and watch the 32-minute mark from yesterday's Yarn on the Beach and see the dolphin? I checked it out when I got home. Boy, he was just perfectly placed right there in the middle of the stream. Would love for him to return and say hello this morning. We have some birds. Not sure of the visibility, but certainly the dolphin's always welcome to come back and say hi, right? If you're just coming back since yesterday's Yarn of the Beach, you may or may not have been aware that I posted some new tutorial videos yesterday. Yesterday morning I talked a little bit about being inspired to do a baby hat in cocoon after helping somebody at my knitting club the other night, knitting and crochet club, and I realized that a very simple chart could also teach someone how to make a baby hat and a cocoon. And then I went a step further and did some sizing charts in the pattern as well. So if you're wanting to make a cocoon for any sized baby or make the hat for any sized person, I explain how to measure the diameter of your motif to determine the circumference of the hat, and then listed how all the different sizes that you would need. And I did all the math. So if you head over to either the previous videos on my YouTube channel, you can start to see that it came out in a series. And if you follow the link to my website, there's a ton of information in the free pattern. Again, to make the crochet hat, make the crochet cocoon, both in size newborn, but then I share a lot of sizing information on making the cocoon in multiple sizes and making the hat or any hat in size from newborn or preemie all the way through adult man. So I think it's really great information to have. It's very handy information So if anybody wants to check that out, it's all live and ready to go. Good morning, everyone. I see a few more people joining us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me this morning. If you're working on some crafts, please let me know what you're working on. Keep looking for the dolphin. I do it every day though. I'm always wishing they'd come back. I can't wait for you to see a day when there's more than one of them together. Good morning, Sarah. I brought a copy of the chart from the baby hat and cocoon. You can download that on my website. And I was thinking about doing a motif through round 4 and joining them together to see if it would be a pretty fabric for a tunic, a tank top, or a shawl. So that's what I was going to work on this morning. Make a couple of these motifs and join them together and see if it makes a pretty fabric. I have a feeling it's going to. I missed another comment. Sorry. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, Crystal, have a great day. Remember, if you have anything to say in the comments later, I reply to all of the recorded comments later too. So I can still chat with you then if you have something you want me to talk to you about. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is where I wanted to change the motif. There we go. Got lots of seashells here today too. Good morning, KB Fighters. Thank you for joining. I'm going to have to sit a tad bit closer. I can't read the comments from there. I'm guessing when you said rewatched, you rewatched for the dolphin yesterday. I did too, as soon as I got home. That was fun. The waves sound amazing today. I would love to take a nap. Oh, you saw it 4 times. Wow, he popped up that many times. That's amazing. Wait till you see a day when they come together. It is just spectacular. I don't think it'll be on a day like today when it's foggy, but later on in the spring when it's warm and they're feeling playful maybe, I don't know, they put on a show. It's amazing. Miss Detroit, good morning. Thank you for joining me. I've seen them do SeaWorld worthy shows. at this particular beach before. We're going to see some amazing, amazing things throughout the year here. The wildlife is just amazing, unpredictable, and just so exciting. And like I said, we'll see manatees, we'll see sea turtles, and when I say sea turtles, I mean sea turtles, and all the birds. And like I've said, last year for the first time I started seeing the shark nursery in the morning, which blows my mind, but pretty cool at the same time. And they were sharks that aren't dangerous to us, because I ended up Googling to find out more about them. The mom sharks sit out there and watch their babies right here at the shoreline, and I mean this far away from the water. So from where I'm sitting, 25 feet away, tops. And so they're just under the ridge of where the water meets the sand, and they sit there and they learn how to fish while their mom's watching from 100 feet away. And I've counted, gosh, I've counted 30 or 40 of them along the beach in a walk in the morning. It blows my mind, because at 45 years old and being a nature lover and a beach lover, it was the first year that I've seen it. So very exciting. And after living here 10 years, first year that I had noticed it. Very surprising to me, but exciting nonetheless. What else? There's other things. We see lots of stuff here. But the more activity comes with the warmer weather. Because it's warm here normally, this is our weird time of year. Oh, Sarah, thank you so much. She says I don't look 45. That's very sweet. Thank you. Trying to finish one motif here, see if I like it. And I don't think I do. Oh, maybe. That's motif number one. Kind of boring on its own, but I have a feeling that when joined in the corners and making it a hexagon fabric, a hexagon motif fabric, I think it might be pretty. I like how it's solid in the first round. I like how it's open in the second round, and that it is a little more solid in the third round with the corners. So it's a circle for rounds 1 and 2, and then becomes a hexagon in round 3. Shirley, I'm not sure. Right now I'm just making a fabric with it. And then once I make a bit of a fabric with it, I can't decide if I'm going to make a vest, a tank top / tunic, or a shawl with it. So I'm not sure, but I need to make a few more pieces together to see how the fabric looks. And once I see what the fabric looks like, I feel like the fabric will speak to me and tell me how to drape that on the body, if that makes sense. Because I've got several books going on at the same time that I can, depending on what I feel like it should be, I can apply that project then to any of the different things. Yeah, KB Fibers says she would think it would be a nice dress to wear over her workout clothes. And I'm thinking as a beach cover-up, tank top / caftan beach cover-up, which means then I could wear it with a tank top and jeans, a tank top and shorts, or wear it over a bathing suit. Chris asks, what do I do with all of my finished projects? Good morning, Edna from India. That's a great question. Over the years, I do a sample sale once a year, and I sell samples from different books and different things. I haven't done a whole lot of sample sales with my yarn projects since I started the yarn company, because I use them for trunk shows. But last year I did start because I've just run out of space. It takes up so much space to keep all the samples. So about once a year I do a sample sale and sell off the handmade samples for a lot less than what it would cost to buy the yarn and make it. Isn't that crazy? There is no real market for handmade garments, which is such a shame, but it's such a slow, intensive process, a labor-intensive process to make things, as you all know, that it's impossible to sell them for what they're worth. 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got birds all around us now. KB Fibers put an extra shelf in her room for all her handmaids. Yeah, I mean, I keep some for my own personal use for sure. Like, I have a Sweet Clara top that is mine, and I wear it all the time. My Kimmy top is mine. I wear that one. Several of the shawls I wear often, but the ones that I take for trunk shows or for live events, I definitely would not part with those for anything because they help sell yarn and help promote my business. But it is, when your hobby makes something and you have something to show for it, it's good and bad. It's great because you have something to show for all of your efforts, but you're going to run out of space if you don't figure out something to do. So gifting, always a good idea. Charity, always a good idea. And figuring out better organization and storage for sure. I got asked a question the other day about how to organize your stash as well. And that's another great question. And while I don't have stash, I do have inventory, which is kind of the same thing. And I find that keeping things in clear storage is the most helpful, and being really good at labeling. Oh, I missed some comment. Everybody's liking something Elizabeth said. Well, that's great. I love seeing everybody chat together. And good morning. I saw some few more people say good morning and join us. So back to organizing your stash and stuff. I think it's really important to keep it visual. So clear storage bins, I think, are a must. Great labeling. Whether you have great penmanship or you buy a label maker, I think it's very aesthetically pleasing. Oh, I thought we had a couple of dolphins. We have a couple of swimmers coming by. I got excited for a second. You'll see them in a second. And then same for your needles and hooks. Although I've done some organization with over-the-door hanging pockets that I really love for knitting needle organization, and I've done a blog post on it before. You can look it up on my blog, and I will also share a link to it in our show notes today. You know those organization things that you can hang over a door and they have lots of different pockets? Well, I organized all my circular knitting needles there. You can see our swimmers now. They're not here every day, but they're here almost every day. Some days there's a giant group of them, some days it's only one. Yes, Edna, it's extremely foggy. I'm not sure if that means it's going to rain or not, but it is definitely very humid. It's too thick for the sun to burn it off yet, but I'm starting to see some blue. It'll burn off eventually, but it's about as thick as I've seen since we started Yarn on the Beach. I've seen people do spreadsheets for their stash and their needles and tools, and if that works for you, I think that that's wonderful. Here's my biggest problem. Once you commit to doing something like that, you have to update it all the time. Otherwise, it's inaccurate. And if you can actually promise yourself that you will commit to keeping it accurate all the time, great. But if you can't, I feel like it's a waste of time to make the spreadsheet. And I know that sounds slightly negative, and I'm sorry about that. Hi, Elisa. Oh, you haven't been receiving alerts. Shoot. Can you go to your subscribe button, the red subscribe button on my channel, and look at the little bell button and see if maybe you have unclicked it or something, because I know you were getting them before. Try clicking it, the bell, and see if that works. So going back to the organization, I think if, like I said, if you're going to commit to keeping it updated at all times, spreadsheets would be phenomenal for keeping track of things. My problem, twofold in this one. Oh, Shirley hasn't been getting them either. Sarah wasn't either. Huh. Okay, can you guys go over to the subscribe button and see if there's a little bell? Judy stopped getting them too. Patty too. Huh. I wonder what that's all about. Okay, well, I don't know if you can check now or if you have to wait until we're not live anymore to check, but somehow see if you can sign up for notifications, and if someone can let me know if they solve it, if they don't solve it, I can try to talk more about it tomorrow once I know more about it, because that's a bummer. I think that was super fun that you guys were getting notifications. Okay, back to the organization thing. I was going to say, what was I going to say about it? Huh, now I forgot. I was talking about the... Oh, it could be a glitch with YouTube. Maybe so. Maybe so. I've been having problems on my end the last couple of days too, with getting started. Yep. I agree, Susie. I think it could be a YouTube update as well, because mine, I've been having problems for several days, and my problem got fixed this morning. So maybe yours will get fixed soon too. Oh, so what I was going to say, the problem that I have with the spreadsheets is the fact that I'm not always good about putting my needles and hooks away. I know, I'm going to admit it out loud, can't help it. I'm notorious for scrambling for needles and hooks in project bags, on my desk, in a basket in the living room, everywhere but where they're supposed to be. So, if I'm doing that and I have a spreadsheet to say, hey, do I have that size needle or hook, or do I need to buy it? It does not, it does not do me any good if I'm not putting them away. And so I go through like a crazy spell where they're all over, and then I say, that's it, and I put them all back. But because of the way that I do that, I am not very good at, a spreadsheet would not work for me in that regard. And same with the yarn, because I am a very emotionally inspired designer. When I'm sure everybody is, but when I have an idea to go and start something right this second, the last thing I'm going to do is say to myself, oh, I better go update my spreadsheet first. Never going to happen. So, and then because I juggle so many different balls throughout the day, there is no way I'm going to even remember it by the end of the day to update it. So that would not work for me. But if you are that type of an organized person, I think it would be fabulous to have a spreadsheet to know what you have all the time. Good morning, Anna Maria. Thanks for watching. She's from Italy. So the spreadsheet doesn't work for me, but not to say that a spreadsheet wouldn't be amazing for other people. PJ Knits, I know, the waves are unbelievable this morning. Loving it. But the clear storage works really well for me to be able to see what I have in my bins. Having aesthetically pleasing labels is very nice for me too. And having storage that's easily accessible for tools is really helpful for me too. Like the over-the-door thing I was telling you about, my knitting needles, I'm actually really good about putting them away because they just get plopped into this open pocket with a number already labeled on it. My crochet hooks, not so much. So I need to come up with something that's easy and visual for them to make it easier for me. Now there is a separate pocket on there where there's a back pocket and a front pocket, and I've often thought about putting the crochet hooks in the front and the knitting needles in the back. Judy said something about pencil and paper. I think she prefers writing lists than doing it on the computer. Maybe that's what you meant. I know I feel that way too. I love old-fashioned paper and pencil lists. Love making myself lists. I find them so satisfying. And it's not even about checking the items off, which I love as well. Sometimes it's just the satisfaction of getting all of the unorganized thoughts in my head out into a piece of paper. That alone brings me satisfaction. And guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to join my second motif. So, back that out. I don't think I've seen if anybody's crocheting this morning or knitting. Maybe I missed a couple of those. Good morning, Leah. Oh, a cotton crochet bathrobe. That sounds amazing. Trying to finish the book, Building with Lace. I haven't heard of that one before. I would love to make some leisure wear and bathrobes for a collection. I think that would be so yummy. Okay, that wasn't too hard to go back and fix. And here are the two put together. Now I'm already thinking that that might even be pretty as a design, as a border around a simpler stitch pattern, like if it was just a border on the fronts and maybe the edge. Edna, I don't know yet. I started with this motif. It's based on the chart from the baby hat and cocoon that I posted yesterday. I'm doing a variation of it just by doing a couple rounds of it, making this motif, and after I make some fabric from it, I'm going to decide what type of a project it should be. KB Fibers making mats for the homeless with plastic bag yarn, I believe. Oh, someone was wondering if we had birds here today. We have a whole slew of them down there. Some of them have spiky hair, so cute. And I'll show you the other direction too. We've got a few people here. Just a few. Lots of birds though. Lots more than we had when we first got here. Yes, PJ Knits. I'm thinking it would be a fun collar and edge on something big and flowy. Definitely. So I won't decide this morning. Yes, very misty, Jenny. It is about the foggiest day I've seen so far this year. driving here, I didn't even think we'd have this much visibility by the time we got here. But I leave the house probably an hour before we actually get to Yarn on the Beach, because it takes me 20-25 minutes to get Marlon to tennis, then another 15-20 minutes to get here, so just under an hour. It's somewhere around 60 degrees Fahrenheit this morning. Oh, thanks Edna, she likes my braids today. I like, there are days when braids work for me and there's days that braids don't work for me. Oh, thank you, Anna Maria. I'm glad you think that I'm a special teacher. Thank you. I enjoy teaching very, very much. By the way, this is Be So Sporty yarn in colorway lavender, if anybody is interested. It's a really beautiful silvery pale purple. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. I'm glad you like my hair too. It's very simple. I just took my little tiny bang section, did not French braid it at all, just took 3 sections and braided it right from here. And then right behind my ear, put a bobby pin. So this is actually the most basic style braid that I do. This one's actually falling already. Here, I'll show you what I do. Okay, so it's just taking my bang, no Frenching it, just plain. And just securing it behind my ear. That's it. I can do a couple fancier things in this. This is probably the easiest one, but I appreciate the compliments on something easy that I do. Thank you. Looks like the waves are coming closer. Okay, this is coming to a close. Thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend it with me, to enjoy my beautiful slice of heaven here in Southwest Florida. Take the last minute here to listen to these beautiful waves a few more times. Take in this pretty scene. If anybody has any last minute questions for me, I will watch the screen. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Oh my gosh, the thank yous and the happiness is just scrolling so fast I can't even reply, but thank you all so much. I'm glad that you enjoy doing this with me. And if you have any questions about anything we've talked about today, I'm going to put the links into the show notes. Don't forget to go check out the baby hat and cocoon set. I have a 3-part video series that went live last night. Okay, have a fantastic day, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!